Well, my dad's a musician, so I guess the natural progression for anybody, you tend to just kind of follow what other people are doing or kind of how they lead you. I started playing piano 6 years old, then I transitioned to bass guitar. I played on my first session when I was in 11th grade. I mean, I was that enthused about bass guitar that I got pretty good on the bass guitar, and so I played on the session. And what I guess led me into the recording would be after I heard the record back. You know, I went in the control room, you hear the record back, you're just crazy. It's, wow, that's great. Okay, the record comes out. I didn't like the way the record sounded. It didn't sound like all the other records I was hearing on the radio. You know, it's one of these custom records, you know, in your city of Chattanooga, that's where I'm from. So you hear this record and say, why does this record doesn't sound like this record? It's like night and day. And that's when I kind of decided then, this is what I wanted to go into. So, you know, I ended up, I attended MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University down in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Moved up to Nashville. I got a job as an engineer, making coffee, learning setups, tape machine alignment, you know, all the things that go on other than turning the knobs, pushing the button. But you're learning that because you're seeing that all the time, you know. There's a whole lot of things that I learned, you know, in the process of being in the studio, being an assistant. And over a period of time, like 2.5 years, I worked at a studio in Nashville, and I was starting to get burnt out to some degree because I wanted to play at the same time. So I was playing and recording my own things, but I wanted to play more. So what I ended up doing is leaving that staff job that I had, and I went out on the road, got a gig with the Imperials, contemporary Christian group, played with them for a while, and obviously once that happened, anything I was going to get engineering-wise at that point became an independent thing, so I wasn't staff anymore. So I just kind of, when I was in town off a bus, that type of thing, try to grab jobs doing engineering, or for that matter, anything in the music business, writing with people, the engineering thing, whatever I could, you know, kind of get my hand on, because it pretty much takes wearing 4 or 5 hats in the music business to make it in the business. I had to do multiple things, which is fine, you know, because I enjoyed doing them all in the first place. So that's, you know, that's me in the music business and kind of how I got here. In the 80s, I don't remember any active speakers. Everything, you know, you had your power amps, you had your Hefflers, you had your crowns, you had your, you know, all the different things. And nowadays it's, okay, you got, the options are just like limitless, you know? So it's like, and then people start taking speakers around with them everywhere they would go work. It's like, I wanted to hear it the same way every place I go, as opposed to, okay, let me adjust to this. And of course, I never did that, I just adjusted until we kind of decided, my brother and I decided that it's time to build a place so nothing has to move, nothing has to be you know, just it's wired in, just walk in, boom, go. I wanted some speakers that would fulfill the midfield and near field all together. So I had A7Xs sitting up here. Those at home in my studio at the house. So I said, I've got to find something to replace those, you know. So we started looking at other speakers, and that's when the A77Xs came out. And I looked at a lot of different things, and we say, don't necessarily look at the money part of it. Just find something that sounds the way we want it to sound. And then once you find something that sounds the way you want it to sound, okay, let's now see what we can afford. Because that for us is the bottom line, what it sounds like and what it presents, you know, as far as low end, top end, what it can handle in volume, especially since I was looking for one to kind of replace two things, a near field and a midfield all in one. And, you know, all the obvious things, high volume without having where you're hearing it being distorted, you know, and it sound good when you have a low level, not losing low end just because it's at a low level. And I wanted something that sounded comparable to what we already had, which was the A7Xs. The A77Xs kind of fit a multitude of things. I don't have anything negative to say. I guess if I had something negative, I probably wouldn't own them. So.